Hello, welcome back. My name is Michael and I am on a challenge run of Pokemon LeafGreen where every single gym I use entirely new team to fight that gym leader. Today we are taking on the first gym. We have Brock. Here's a team update. We got Mankey and we have Squirtle. This is going to be the two Pokemon that I bring to the gym, and I think I should be fine. Onyx. Brock has two Pokemon. He has a Geodude and an Onyx, level 14. I'm just gonna take on this gym trainer first. Shout out Camper Liam with Geodude. We have our Mankey, who I'm actually going to switch out to Squirtle so that Squirtle can get some more experience. But yeah, this is a challenge run. I just finished up recording episode 1 and I am recording this right after. The point of this is to really just get to celebrate the region of Kanto and its Pokemon. So, you could call this somewhat of a Pokemon LeafGreen celebration run. Hopefully I get to really just use a diverse pool of Pokemon. I already planned out a lot of my team, but of course that can change as we go through this game. Alright, so this trainer is giving me a pretty good indication of how the first fight's gonna go. Brock's Geodude isn't really going to be much of an issue, and the Onyx is also not going to be an issue, considering they're both quad weak to Bubble. Squirtle is really coming in clutch with the critical hits. Nice. Okay. So now I am matching Brock's level 12 Geodude with my main Pokemon, and I don't know. I think I'm just gonna send it. This is not a Nuzlocke run despite it being a challenge run. It's just another way of playing through this game. I have my spreadsheet of all my information that I put together off to the side here, and the rule set, just to go over it again. Every gym I need to enter the gym leader battle with the same number of Pokemon that they have. So in this case, Brock has 2 Pokemon, so we're gonna bring in 2 Pokemon as well. We're gonna match them, and I also have a level cap, which isn't really in effect or part of it here, just considering I am a little bit lower level, but we're just gonna send it and see what happens. If a Pokemon faints, it doesn't mean that it cannot be used again. Again, this is not a challenge. This is not a Nuzlocke challenge. But anyways, I think he said my name is Brock. My rock hard willpower is evident even in my Pokemon. My Pokemon are all rock hard and have true grit determination. That's right, my Pokemon are all the rock type. Full haha. You're going to challenge me knowing that you'll lose? That's the trainer's honor that compels you to challenge me. Fine then. Whoa. Show me your best. Gee, that change in music was great. Leader Brock would like to battle. So, I just full sent this mostly because we are likely going to gain a level off of defeating this Geodude, which probably would take 2 bubbles. And it, of course, went for Defense Curl, making this pretty much a free battle. Okay, that is 1 Pokemon down. And as predicted, I go up to level 13, and now I'm getting Water Gun. That is huge. We are This has a chance to lower its speed stat, whereas this is just going for pure power. Honestly, I think I keep bubble and I get rid of withdraw. I don't really see myself going for defense boosts all that often, but I can see myself going for tail whip. And so now here we have Onyx. It does outspeed me, but it misses the tackle, and I go for water gun, and it does. Oh my god. All right, that is Brock, everybody. We have defeated leader Brock. I took you for granted, and so I lost. As proof of your victory, I confer on you this. That's a weird sentence. The official Pokemon League Boulder Badge. Awesome. All right, so we have one badge now. So just having the Boulder Badge makes your Pokemon more powerful. I believe it increases the attack of all your Pokemon. It also enables the use of the move Flash outside of battle. Of course, a Pokemon must know the move Flash to use it. And we get some money. Great. Wait, take this with you. We got TM39, which is a technical machine. When you use it, it contains Rock Tomb, which also lowers speed. Can any of my Pokemon, maybe Mankey, though I doubt Squirtle can learn this. Yeah, as I predicted. Okay, well, we did it. We officially completed our first gym badge, and so what this means for us now is I have to submit a Pokemon to my Elite Four roster. My Elite Four roster is going to be, you know, as it is in the name, right? Like this is going to be my team that will eventually enter my Hall of Fame. And so I only get to pick one Pokemon out of these two, and this will be true for any of the future gym leaders. I'm only allowed to select one Pokemon. And for this gym, I think it's pretty obvious. I've been grinding them up. We are bringing Squirtle. Welcome to the Elite Four roster. What this means is once I use a Pokemon line, they are officially locked out for the rest of the challenge, meaning I must put away my Mankey. You did good. The only exception is my Elite Four roster, considering it would be kind of rough if I had to box my level 14 Squirtle and then in the Elite Four have to train him all the way up to 50 or whatever, level 60. We're going to continue using Squirtle for the run. However, we will not be allowed to use him in any of the gym fights moving forward. And so as we look onto Misty, the second gym badge in Cerulean City, we are going to have to use a whole nother team. Again, Misty has two Pokemon. And before I get more into that, I want to get something that I've been waiting for this whole playthrough. Oh, Michael, I'm glad I caught up to you. I'm Professor Oak's aide. I've been asked to deliver this, so here you go. Finally, we got the running shoes. Well, I must be going back to the lab. Bye-bye. Like, I still don't understand why they just didn't, why they didn't like just make this from the get-go, but nevertheless we are here. Did I can't remember if I ever got this item. I did not. We can check out the Museum of Science. There is an entry fee which I have no problem paying. And so your running shoes are not available indoors. I am holding down the B button, but it doesn't let me. I should be grateful for my long life. Never did I think I would get to see the bones of a dragon. It's actually pretty cool because this is, like, that's not really a dragon. That is a Aerodactyl. It's more of a prehistoric bird. There's Kabutops. I think... Oh, well, I said this in the wrong order. I want a Pikachu, it's so cute. I asked my daddy to catch me one. Yeah, Pikachu soon, I promise. This is a space shuttle. I don't know what this is a reference to. I think they just kind of dropped this. I don't know, I could be wrong. So I feel like the only time we ever go to space in Pokemon is in the Delta episode for Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. This month we're running a space exhibit. Moonstone, huh? What's so special about it? Looks like an ordinary rock to me. Well, it's a meteorite. I think that's what makes it special. July 20th, 1969. Humankind first set foot on the moon that day. I bought a color TV just so I could watch that news. I was not around for that. But that must have been really sick. Being able to watch humans go on the moon for the first time. Recently, there was another mission to do just like an orbit around the moon and back as sort of a preparation for future missions, which was pretty cool. Shout out the Artemis 2. Oh, I'm like walking around. I forgot I had the, I did. Forgot I had the running shoes. Oh my gosh. Sorry guys. Nidoran, sit. Good boy. Our Pokemon's an outsider, so it's finicky and hard to handle. An outsider is a Pokemon that you get in a trade. It grows fast, but it may ignore an unskilled trainer in battle. If only we had some badges. Nidoran would be a pretty good Pokemon to use in this gym. Okay, so what this means for us is our Mankey line is officially ruled out. We can no longer use any Mankeys in the future battle. Everything else is up for grabs. And so here we are on Route 3. Unfortunately, we do have to do some battles before we can get to Route 3. And so I'm just going to do some of the mandatory ones. I am just soloing with Squirtle for now. Remember that Squirtle's level cap is now whatever the champ, like there is no level cap essentially. So I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to get him to the level cap for the champion run anyway, just because the jump from the first Elite Four member to the champion fight is pretty large. And also on my tracker here, the spreadsheet that I'm using, I also only factored up to the 8th gym. Maybe I do want to take a look at that Elite Four team just to see what level caps look like. So after defeating Brock, I have Route 3 open. That is what we are currently on. And then there is also Route 4 where you can buy a Magikarp. And then there's Mount Moon, where you can get Zubat, Geodude, Paris, and Clefairy. And then you exit Mount Moon, and in the patch of grass just before Cerulean City, you can encounter a Sandshrew for the team, which would be pretty good for the 3rd gym, but definitely not so helpful on the 2nd. Wait, you know, I'm just now thinking about this, but I could totally go back and get a Pikachu and have that be helpful for the 2nd gym. So when I was making this spreadsheet, I was only factoring Pokemon that you could capture. However, I'm taking a look back at my rules, and there's nothing said about like intentionally not capturing a Pokemon in like areas accessible before like the 1st gym, for example, where we can catch a Pikachu in Viridian Forest. But then capture Pikachu after Misty to then be able to use on the team. I think for the purposes of, for my planning, I am just going to stick with my original plan. However, getting a Pikachu would be pretty helpful. This is me negotiating with myself. Do I want a Pikachu for the next gen? I guess while I fight this Rattata, I need to make that decision because I can be grinding up Pikachu with these trainers if I run back and get one. Wow, I didn't even think of that. You know, similar to teaching, there are a lot of things that you can plan for, and then you run it, you execute the lesson, and then all of a sudden there are like a million things that can come up that you just were not prepared for whatsoever. Pretty similar. Wait, why am I using bubble? I literally have water gun. Bubble would be great when we're trying to reduce the speed of some Pokemon. Luckily we did catch a timid Squirtle, and so this guy is pretty fast. I mean, Squirtle, or just like the Blastoise line in general, I don't think they're really fast at all, but anyways, I am gonna make an executive decision, and we are going to go back to get a Pikachu. I just think it makes more sense. Also, having access to Raichu would be pretty sweet for Lorelei. And unfortunate for us, wait, do I have Pokeballs? I think I have like 7. I have 6. I'm gonna play it safe and go back. But yeah, I just think like in the long run, because that's ultimately what you have to be thinking about in this challenge, is what Pokemon, why am I in the Pokemon Center? What Pokemon are going to be the most helpful for your Elite Four roster? And so I'm just I'm looking at all of the alternatives, and I'm just like, there are some really good Pokemon, but there are also some stinkers. Like, I see like Clefairy. You can get a Bellsprout in this game. It's a version exclusive, which would be like pretty cool to catch. Alright, Pikachu in Viridian Forest. I am heading back to Cerebi. That's a Caterpie. Oh boy. Pikachu walking in the forest is going to be a 5% chance. So, in that case, oh, that would have been cool if that was Pikachu. I think I'm actually just gonna jump cut to when we encounter a Pikachu and catch you guys up then. It's Pikachu. All right, we are so back. Cool. I was taking a look at the box score for some playoff games. Oh my god, I almost ran. Ooh. Can it take a bubble? Yeah. Surely, right? Okay. I was absolutely terrified in that moment. I cannot lie. Okay, so here's our Pikachu. This will be on the team. Cut. Alright. Shout out Pikachu, the mouse Pokemon. When several of these Pokemon gather, their electricity can build and cause lightning storms. Whoa. Shout out Pikachu. Let's take a closer look. So this is a serious nature, meaning it is neutral. And of course it has that static ability. That Pokemon was a 5% catch or 5% encounter rate. Luckily we got it first try, and also on the higher end in terms of leveling. Pikachu can be caught anywhere between the range of level 3 to level 5. And so we got a bit lucky there. Gonna go ahead and put him in the first slot, and we'll do some classic switch training as we progress through Route 3. That honestly didn't take as long as I was expecting. It only ate up like 5 minutes off the timer. I fought him. I did not fight you. Alright. Oh, Pidgey. Wait. Can I take this down? I have Thundershock. Tackle is gonna do heavy damage. Thundershock is going to do about the same percentage. Gust shouldn't be very effective. Okay. Now the issue is I don't outspeed. If it goes for tackle again, I think I'm just dead. It would have missed, but we played it safe. All right. And it's gonna be another Pidgey. So we'll send out Pikachu. A big inspiration for this series, and just like the general vibe I'm going for, I guess, is the Game Grumps. They are a big inspiration for me as a gaming YouTube channel. And right now they are currently playing through Pokemon Platinum and doing a Nuzlocke challenge of that. And I just like got flashbacks to the episode where they are searching for a Gibble to add to their team. And I thought about that as I was catching this Pikachu. I was like, there's just so much banter that can be happening in these like dull moments where I'm just like running around the grass searching for a Pokemon. However, it's a lot easier when you have someone to bounce off of in terms of commentary. So I don't mind my format where I'm just gonna jump cut and save your guys' time. Again, I could have also like done this on the computer and have access to speed up. However, I think there's something charming about playing this game in its original format. I mean, original in heavy quotes there, but just like in the official way. So here we have Bugcatcher Greg. Shout out Diary of a Wimpy Kid. And I think Poison Sting is actually going to do a number to me, but let's see how much damage we do. Okay. Unlucky. We got the poison. But it didn't do a lot of damage. I just want to maximize as much experience as we can going into this gym, which for the level cap, Misty has a level 18 Staryu and a level 21 Starmie, making our level cap level 22. Again, once you take advantage of these super effective type matchups, the like level cap and everything it's not like super urgent or like super necessary to grind up all the way to that level in order to take down some of these Pokemon. I am going to switch out here. It's getting a bit dangerous with the poison. And it really is just all of these Weedles early on in the game that we have to deal with the poison. Oh wow. One shot. Maybe this levels us up? I meant Squirtle. Oh, not even close. We're gonna switch back out to Pikachu. Wow, that poison damage on the switch in can be a bit sneaky. On Route 24 and Route 25, you can catch an Abra, which would be kind of nice. However, it is a trade evolution, and unfortunately for me, I don't have anyone who I can trade with. I don't think there is support for online trading. It's all local, so you do need to be near the person that you are trading with, and unfortunately, I don't think that's possible. So trade evolution's just straight up off the table for me. But honestly, that's not too big of a problem. And I mean, it would have been a problem even if I did just play on an emulator. Ooh, we're almost one-shotting these Metapods. That's good. And that is going to get us to level 16 and Pikachu to level 8. And now we get Thunder Wave. That's going to be really big, being able to slow down Pokemon by having their speed. Or I guess dropping their speed by half. And we have our first evolution of the series. Squirtle is evolving. And we say hello to Wartortle. Awesome. Oh, I forgot on poison. Pikachu's probably gonna... Yep. Okay. That is okay. And we shall continue on to Route 3. It's looking like this episode is going to take us to Mount Moon, which will be what we face in the next episode. So we'll just take on some of these trainers here, get Pikachu to a decent level where it can start soloing Pokemon on its own. And if you're watching from the first episode, I'm still doing laundry. So hopefully my timer doesn't go off like it did in the last episode again. And I like catch it beforehand. Wow, that Rattata attack did quite a bit of damage there. It's gonna go for quick attack again. Oh, unfortunate critical hits. But we got that static off. Would have been helpful in the previous turn. Or I guess 2 turns ago. That's a bit unfortunate for us, considering we want to level up that Pikachu. Wartortle is fine for now. Also just because then we have to run back to the Pokemon Center again to revive our Pikachu. But I do think this is going to be a great addition to the team. Raichu is fast, it hits hard, and it would be good to have in the late game. Oop. Yeah, I like caught myself humming to the songs. Again, these songs are just like so good. Love the Pokemon soundtracks. Alright. We're gonna continue on to Route 3. Oop. Ooh, gonna go after that youngster down there. But I'll take on this bug trainer first, bug catcher. These levels are slowly becoming more and more manageable for my Pikachu. Nice, yeah. Pikachu should handle this no problem. It's gonna slow me down here, that's okay. I'm really excited for the late game. Once we have a lot more Pokemon that get locked out, just kind of seeing what our teams look like across the journey here. Nice, we get a Metapod, which is basically free experience. I'm reminded of that Smosh video where they have Ian like send out his Metapod who just continuously uses Harden. Shout out Smosh, they're still going pretty strong to this day. You know, thinking about how they're one of the OGs and not many are still around. It's actually crazy that YouTube came out like a year or two after this game did. Really puts that into perspective, huh? Alright. Hey, you're not wearing shorts. What's wrong with you? Sorry. Shout out Calvin. Oh, nice. He's gonna have a Spearow. We're definitely gonna get outsped here. Oh, Pikachu, you're fast. Oh, but not doing the damage we need. Uh-oh, this can definitely kill. That's it, that's it, that's it. Oh, I'm switching. I was not expecting Pikachu to outspeed there. So does that mean my Wartortle will? Again, we are a timid nature. And well, I mean, we're also evolved and 2 levels above it, so I guess not a fair comparison in that regard. Lost, lost, lost. It was cool how the text, I don't know if I saw that right, but did it form an L? The text there? That would have been a pretty cool detail. Though I can't remember if it was upside down like Waluigi or if it was like lost and then a new line, lost, lost. I'm also realizing I never talked to people in here. Yawn. When Jigglypuff sings, Pokemon get drowsy. Me too. Snore. Ah, the classic lullaby. What? Team Rocket is at Mount Moon? Huh? I'm on the phone, scram. I really want a Pikachu, so I'm trading my Clefairy for one. I'm trading Pokemon with that kid there. I had 2 Pikachus, so I figured I might as well trade one. Hi, glad to meet you. That's unfriendly of you. How about saying hi back? So come on, tell me about yourself. I'd love to hear your profile. I'll pass. I'm not exactly quite sure what that profile is used. Maybe in some sort of like local connection you might be able to showcase that, but I'm not sure if that had any like real feature. Pokemon learn new techniques as they grow, but some moves must be taught to them by people. A Pokemon becomes easier to catch if it has a status problem. Sleep, poison, burn, or paralysis. Those are all effective, but catching Pokemon is never a sure thing. Right you are. There aren't many serious Pokemon trainers here. They're all like bug catchers, you know, just hobbyists. But Pewter Gym's Brock isn't like that, not one bit. That's pretty funny. Here we have Pewter City, a stone gray city. Psst, do you know what I'm doing? That's right, it's hard work. Wait, what is he doing? I'm spraying Repel to keep wild Pokemon out of my garden. Now that is very smart. Alright. It's just like there's so many people to talk to. Like, I've never talked to people after fighting them. Like, there are other kinds of Pokemon than the ones you find in the forest. Are you using a Pokemon Center's PC for storing your Pokemon? Each box can hold up to 30. If a Pokemon box on the PC gets full, just switch to another box. It's almost like they planned that. Like, you know, that you would talk to this guy and then to this guy. What does she say? You can avoid battles by not letting trainers see you. Trained Pokemon are stronger than the wild ones. Well, of course. We're gonna go ahead and fight. I believe she has a Jigglypuff. Eek, did you touch me? It's another classic line. Now this Jigglypuff could low-key rock my world here. Oh wow, you ate that like crazy. Okay, I am gonna go ahead and switch to Wartortle. No, okay, missed. We're gonna Water Gun. Oh my god, it missed again. Wartortle, use Water Gun. No, third time's a charm, they say. Alright, we're gonna fall asleep here. And first turn, I believe, is always asleep. Pound isn't gonna do anything to us. We don't wake up on the second turn. And disable fails because we did not use a move. Okay. We're gonna stay asleep. It's just gonna do nothing. Okay. And we woke up. Great. Pikachu's level 10. Awesome. That's it. Literally. Route 4 is at the foot of Mount Moon. Thanks. Ooh, I better take a rest. That tunnel from Cerulean takes a lot out of you. True. Ooh, you know who else would be pretty decent to add to our team here? Is a Nidoran. So you can catch some in this route. Getting a Nidoran Mayo is a 1%. Oh boy. I would rather wait. There are more opportunities to get a Nidorino via trade. Oh wow, that's the Boulder badge. You got it from Brock, didn't you? Brock is cool. He's not just tough, people like and respect him. I want to become a gym leader like him. Wonder if we ever see him in a future game. Ouch, I tripped over a rocky Pokemon. Geodude. Real. We're gonna find a Prism Berry here, which is gonna be helpful for confusion. And alas. Okay, set 6 Pokeballs in my belt. Yeah, that'll do it. At most you can have 6 on you. Correct. Team Rocket attacks Cerulean citizens. Not a day goes by without Team Rocket being in the news. Sometimes you'll have too many Pokemon with you to add more. In that case, you should just store some using any PC. I'm gonna heal up here. Now, we have a chance to get that $500 Magikarp. To be honest, I'm not gonna get it. I feel like it's a cardinal sin to not pick up this Magikarp, just because it's like, I mean, it's such an iconic buy, right? It's like, it's so funny, like you spend $500 to then just like get this, I mean, at the moment, like useless Pokemon that just knows Splash. It's a pretty fun gimmick. And I think I'm gonna cap the episode off here. We are gonna take on Mount Moon in the next one, and maybe the episode, no, definitely in the following episode we'll be taking on Misty. So far we got Pikachu and Squirtle on our team, Squirtle being on our Elite Four roster. See you guys next time. Whoa, did you guys hear that? I forgot that Pokemon do that. Like, you can just hear what Pokemon cries are available. Anyways, I love this game, man.